Welcome, students. I'm sorry I wasn't able to upload a video on Wednesday. We had a teacher meeting that kind of pushed everything back. So today's class will only actually cover one section. So instead of covering two, we're going to cover one today. And then on Monday, we're going to cover 1.3 and 1.4. So if you're interested in getting ahead and stuff like that, and reading ahead, on Monday, we're covering 1.3 and 1.4. Reason why we're covering this individually is actually because we were kind of ahead, and so I wanted to make sure we spended proper time on this. So this is order of operations, and this is a fundamental skill, something that kind of is repeated over and over again in math. But if you really understand it helps you organize how to do it. So order of operations is the process by which you're going to evaluate expression. So it's how we approach math. The difficulty is we don't want to program how you think about math. We don't want you to expect, like 2x every time. You're going to expect different numbers in the case. But order of operations gives us the tools by which you can solve stuff. So I prefer to call it something else. So if we call it PEMDAS, which this is evaluating expressions. So this is not, we only use this when we're evaluating expressions, okay? So if we look at parentheses, this is really, P is our grouping terms. So slash grouping terms, okay? If I was to give you an example of that, that would be something like this, that would be something like this, that would be something like this, okay? The grouping term just tells you you need to do what's inside before you do what's on the outside. Here are E. So E is exponent. Now, the reason why exponent, so this would be like x squared, or 2 to the 3, or 4 to the negative 1/2. Essentially, these exponents need to come first before you're going to do anything else. It's just exponents slash powers, okay? These really need to come first because what they are actually talking about is what's the next thing. So the M and the D are you multiply and divide. So it's actually this one. These two happen at the same time. So you actually do it from left to right. Okay? So I don't know if you guys have ever had it where in a feed someone's like, 99% of people will get this problem wrong. And actually what they mean is 99% of people apply these order of operations incorrectly. So the key here, the one that people do frequently, is they think multiply must always come before divide. That is not true. What goes first is left to right. So MD, same thing. DM, same thing. They do it at the same time. Okay? And then finally, you add and subtract. Okay? Add and subtract. Okay? Now, again, today is more of a, again, the first semester, guys, is going to be a lot more review. That's okay. Review's good. It helps us get in the right rhythm because second semester does come. Okay, so again, these two, left to right, remember the order, okay? So basically, the rest of this class is going to be practicing these skills. So if we look at example 1, it's practicing it. Example 2, it's practicing it. They're going to talk about what fraction bars mean, and then practicing it by plugging stuff in, and then practicing it with word problems, okay? So let's get down to it. Okay, first one. Now, looking at this one, 27 divided by 3 squared times 2 minus what? 27 divided by 3 squared times 2 minus 3. Okay? So, first thing, what should we do? Okay, well, looking at it, some of you immediately should turn this into 9. That's great. Okay, now we have, sorry, don't change numbers. That's how you can make mistakes. Okay, now we have a divide here and then a multiply. We must go left to right. So 27 divided by 9 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, now this is significant because if you did this the wrong way, you would end up with a fraction, okay? So you don't want to do this the wrong way. Let's not get ourselves in overhead, okay? So just remember, multiply and divide will be left to right. Okay, and then add and subtract will be left to right. Okay, let's look at guided practice number 3. So I'll give you a chance. I mean, you could technically pause the video and do this. Yeah, let's do that. I believe that's a divide sign. Let's just call that a divide sign. That's a divide sign. Okay. This is guide practice number 3. If you want to, pause the video, solve it, and then you can start the video and I'll show the process. Go ahead. Okay. So first, 2 to the 3, exponential. So 2 to raise to the 3 will be 8. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2, 8. So 32 divided by 8. Now again, remember, this plus 6 is our last step. So 32 divided by 8, we get 4. 4 plus 6, we get 10. Okay, box our answer. Then, because we're just evaluating expressions, we don't necessarily have variables in some of these. Okay, it's just straight up doing it. Okay, so that's example 1. Let's move on to example 2. Grouping symbols. So in the book it says grouping symbols such as parentheses and brackets indicate operations inside the grouping condition should be performed first. Kind of redundant because we already just talked about that. So let's look at some examples. Basically they're saying, hey guys, we're going to practice some problems with grouping symbols. So 7 times 13 minus 8. Now, some of you in your brain can move ahead, meaning you actually know there's an operation we can do with this that we don't have to do the inside first. But we haven't learned that yet in this class. So let's just assume we don't need to use it yet. So first thing we do is parentheses. 13 minus 8. That will be 5. That's still in parentheses. Now, when you have a number on the outside of parentheses and a number on the inside, that's not some fancy thing. That's just multiplication. So 7 times 5 will give us 35. Okay? And in fact, it's always the case, even when we don't like it. So, like if you have this divide here, and let's do 3 squared minus, I'm going to change what this is, so people give me. Okay, so first things first, we do that 3 squared. So we get 9. Actually, let's change this number. Make my life easier. Okay. Okay. So 9 minus 1, and 24 divided by that. So 9 minus 1, what's that give us? That gives us 8. Okay? And then finally, we have 24 divided by 8, which gives us 3. Notice, originally, I went with parentheses. So first I looked at the parentheses, then I did exponent inside the parentheses, then I did the subtraction in the parentheses, then finally I did what's on the outside of the parentheses. So the parentheses might have multiple steps that you actually have to do before you can get outside of them. Okay, so just know the parentheses kind of reset the order, meaning you do whatever is on the inside of that first, and then you go outside of it. Okay? Okay, so that is the first part of our video. I'll continue move on with the second part, maybe show you part of one more example. Okay?